I hope the gold truck knows what day it is. It's finally the day we pull her heart out, as well as all her transmission parts. We first got to get her started again and pull her over in 4 cylinders. Hopefully she'll cooperate today. Nice. So I'm pulling the last bell housing bolt out, and let me show you something. This quite possibly might be the reason why the trans was grinding. Look at this moving. Look how much play there is in this. Unbelievable. So moving the last bell housing bolt that's in here, and I like to use one of these guys with a ratcheting top. Gets in there really nicely, but I'd imagine that's why we're getting that noise. I'm sure we'll find some other stuff that's wrong with this thing. So now that we got the gold 60 motor out, it's time to go find her new heart, which is out in the yard way over here. I'm gonna use Nora to winch this old girl out of here, but this is the good motor that we're gonna be using for that other truck. So let's do it. Went ahead and got that motor that we're going to be using for this truck out. We're going to have to be cleaning her up. She's low miles, but she's definitely a little grimy. So we're going to clean her up, put the right parts on her, and she'll be ready to go back in. So we're here stripping down the motor that's gonna be going in the gold truck. I do want to review the bell housing. So this came out of a 1981 Fj60, and the bell housing is different. I believe there's a 4-year from 81 to 84. We have 2 clutch fork holes here, as well as a slave cylinder here bolts up a little differently. So I'm going to be removing this and going to the 85 to 87 bell housing. Got the gold truck outside today. We're going to be doing some degreasing on it so we can start to put the motor in as well as the trans. So this transmission came out of the North Carolina truck that I drove 340 miles. So we know it's good. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in instead of rebuilding the other one. So let's check out this engine bay. She's dirty. Let's see how much better we can make it. Out. Motor mount's broken for the driver's side. Forgot that. Today's flavor of degreaser. Well, I'm so happy that we degreased the gold truck engine bay yesterday when it was 75 degrees out, because now it's pouring and it's probably going to snow a little later today. So what we're doing is we're still in the engine bay and we're getting ready to put in a transmission. This is the transmission that just came out of that truck that is getting ready to go down the road to the junkyard, actually to another guy that's going to be using the axles. So if you remember that truck, it was a North Carolina truck. We drove 340 miles. Actually pretty cool video, so check it out. So back in here, there's the transmission that we're going to be putting in. Drove great. Trans jack. Got it all prepped in here. Did a little painting and rust inhibitor here to get ready to put the fresh one in. So we got all the drive shafts in, as well as the trans, just finishing up a few things. Like the speedo cable, which is here. That's pretty easy, just use some pliers and screws on, as well as the grounding cable, which I've seen in a couple different locations, but usually goes right there. Don't forget to hook your transmission up so you can get your four-wheel drive lights, which are here, as well as your reverse lights. So that's your harness that runs up there. So now we just gotta get the motor in. It's finally time to put the new to me 2F in this gold truck. So what we gotta do is we gotta get a flywheel and clutch on her, and then she'll be ready to go. So here's our clutch. Flywheel sitting here. Motor's all detailed up. Pretty much ready to go in. Sitting right here.
You can save up to $1,000 a month with these guys.
Looks good though.
Then get my friends at American Financing and Car. You can start now, you may close in the past.
We've got our clutch in, our throwout bearings, and our fork. All the bearings are new, ready to throw her in the truck. So let's go ahead and start doing that. As you're seeing here, we're pulling the motor out after trying to put it in for the first time. That's because we needed to reset the angle of the chain. As when you usually pull a motor out, the transmission will drop back a little bit, giving it a little bit of an angle. So we need to reset that angle of the chain so that when we put the motor in, it would mate up to the transmission as the transmission was sitting. So that's why we went ahead and pulled it out. She fought me going in, but she's all sat in there. They're ready to put her all back together.
After Nutley Street to get past the works on the right lane between 123 and
So the motor's all in. Gotta get our slave all connected, which goes right here for our clutch fork and new throwout bearing, as well as put the bell housing bolts in, as well as connect the starter, and she should be good to go. Here's our starter stuff right here. Let's get her all done. It's the home run stretch. We got the radiator and fan and fan shroud and all the belts in. So now we just got to put the AC condenser in and the grill, put some fluids in her, and fire her over. Ready to go. Motor sounds good. All systems go for a test drive, I think. Brakes are okay. Motor's running really good. Have to fix the power steering a little bit. Doing great. It's a virgin ride. Been trying to drive this truck for about 6 years since I got it, so let's go do it together. Like what? That's good. So she actually drives down the road now. Fortunately, she still needs a lot of work. We need to do an exhaust. Just found out the alternator doesn't work, so we had to order a new one. The front end is vibrating for some reason, so we probably got to rebuild the axles. She's almost there, guys. She's almost there. So if you like these videos, guys, you want to see me do more work to this old truck, please subscribe to the channel, like and share these videos. As it keeps me motivated to keep on putting all my heart and soul into this truck. Cheers, and we'll see you next time. Hope you enjoy the video.